It's time for the Jeff Capel Show. The Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network is brought to you by UPMC Health Plan, official health plan of Pitt Athletics. GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. And by Pepsi. This is the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Here at the GBU Life Campus View Club at the Peterson Event Center, the Pitt women's basketball team takes on Notre Dame at 8. Normally they have games that start at 6. Oddly enough, television sometimes dictates times of games.
Most of ours have been at 9 and noon, so I know all about that.
Yeah, I know you've never had to deal with that or had 2:30 starting times or 5 on a Friday or anything crazy
or
like that.
8 p.m. in Central Time in Dallas, our longest trip this year.
And then next year, who knows what time you'll start in Stanford and Cal.
Different. But
we're back to a noon.
Yep, back to a noon.
And it's good. I know it's for you guys. It's good to be home. You have 3 of the next 4 here in the building.
Yeah. Well, again, we're excited about the opportunity to play. Hopefully, we can be a lot better at home Saturday at noon than we were the last time we were at home. I was really pleased with how our guys showed up today. Today was our first practice since playing Tuesday night. We got back. We pulled up at the Pitt at 5 a.m. Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, whatever you want to look at it, 5 a.m., so it's Wednesday morning. We were off yesterday. And, it's been tough, the last 4 games, really since the month of January. And we've had 2 different 4-game losing streaks. And we lost a heartbreaker in Chapel Hill. We dealt with a lot of adversity at SMU with Jalen going out with the concussion. Cam picking up his second foul in 17 minutes and 56 seconds in the first half. So he played 2 minutes and 4 seconds in different lineups and things like that. And obviously, when you're losing, there's a lot of negativity. As much as I try to tell these guys don't read stuff, I know they do because they're addicted to their phones and they're addicted to social media. And I don't, but I know it's out there when I get texts like, keep your head up. Coach, I got your back. So then whatever. But I was really pleased with how they showed up at practice today, and we worked really hard. We had a very good practice. I've continued to be impressed with this team because we've shown up every day trying to get better, trying to correct some of the mistakes that we're making. I think that will bode well for us as we move forward. But for me, most importantly, I think it'll bode well for them individually, each guy, because when you get into the real world, that's what you have. Things are going. You still have to show up. You got to show up the right way with the right mindset and the right attitude. And I was really pleased with that. I thought we had a really good practice, and hopefully that leads to us having another really good practice tomorrow and playing well on Saturday.
When things aren't going right, how often, especially with younger guys, do they try to do too much, which might get them out of what you're trying to accomplish as a team?
Yeah, that's very much there, and I think that's been part of our problem with a couple of guys, in particular with Jalen and with Ish. And it's coming from a great place, but sometimes you can try to do too much. You can think that I have to make a play instead of we need to make plays. And again, it's coming from a great place. A mistake sometimes can lead to another mistake if you don't leave the mistake in the past and move on to the next play. So we've talked a lot about that in games. One of the things we've talked about recently is just we need to try to win every possession, give every possession the concentration and the attention that it needs and deserves, and try to win every possession. I thought we did some good things as far as passing the basketball against SMU, especially in the second half. They're a really good team. But to answer your question, I do think that's part of it.
Do you think to that mindset that sometimes you lose 4 in a row, you're thinking you want to win 4 games in one night, so everything speeds up instead of just slowing down?
Yeah. No, I think that's it. I mean, look, no one wants to win more than our guys. There's not a fan, there's not another student, there's not a donor, there's not a coach, there's not anyone that wants to win more than our guys. they're the guys that show up every day. They work their butts off, and, we're trying to get better. We have to minimize the mistakes. The things that we can control, we need to control them better at a higher level. And that's all of us. That's me included. Like, we all. I never point the finger. If anyone, I pointed at me. Like, I'm the leader, so it's all on my shoulders. So I have to do a better job of helping our guys, putting them in better positions and helping them feel better about themselves, feel better about us, and understand the things that we have to do. Caught me off guard,
I know, yeah, we've got live programming going on behind us. I know fans are interested, and the people here are interested as well. How is Jalen? And I know that could be a tricky.
Yeah, he's most likely going to be out. He suffered a concussion in the second half. He tried to come back in. He played, I think, one possession where he ran up and down. Then there was a media timeout, and in the timeout, our trainer noticed that he looked just kind of like dazed, and told the trainer he doesn't really remember any of the plays that had just happened. And so obviously we're going to be super cautious about that and make sure he's 1,000%. We don't want to play around with that. He'll see a specialist in the morning. He felt really good today, like no headache, sound, nothing, lights, nothing. I know yesterday he was a little bit, had some nausea yesterday, no headache. I didn't have a concussion, but I have nausea. So that could be from losing 4 games in a row. But no, but most likely, I think most likely he'll be out for Saturday.
I know we had Daniel Anthony on a couple of weeks ago, and that relationship is so vital, isn't it, for kids to trust him to know what exactly everyone is thinking.
Yeah, and sometimes he's got to protect them from themselves. Like Jalen made that comment to him, and DA told him, okay, you're out. He said, no, I didn't mean that. I didn't, I meant this. I meant, whatever. And so, his job is, number one, to get to know them and to get to know them each individually and how they tick, how they operate, how they communicate, how to communicate with them. And then sometimes, as an adult, I know I do it with my kids at home, and he does it with our guys. Sometimes you have to protect them from themselves.
Another guy, we mentioned Daniel Anthony, who does so much. Brian Regan, I don't know how you guys do with what you do without him. He's going to join us next, and we'll find out. We'll see if we have enough time to talk about all the things that he does for the basketball program as we continue on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
We believe healthcare should treat the whole person and the whole community. At UPMC, we aim to do just that by partnering with organizations that help bring fresh and healthy food to the people who need it most. Because life-changing is caring for you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Pitt fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Panthers pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Live at the Peterson Events Center, we are joined by the Director of Basketball Operations, Brian Regan. Brian, we have, 49 minutes. Is that enough time to say what you do for the basketball program?
It is plenty. I think I could wrap it up a lot sooner than that. So.
But you do, I'm trying to say that basically, with the exception of the 2 hours during the game, everything else is you.
I always feel like when the jump ball goes up, I can breathe. Everything before that is me. One of the cool things about having the opportunity to come here this evening, and I know I'm not being extremely loud. I'm trying, Allison. I'm trying. There's a lot of people here in attendance that I have connections to. I have a former college classmate that's here. One of our former student managers is here, and our wonderful former sport administrator, Donna Sant, is here in attendance. So it's awesome to have a wide range of people coming to watch the radio show. In terms of my role, I feel a lot of times, I'm sure there's some official job description somewhere in a drawer in a file, but I really feel like my job is to try to do the best I can at allowing the coaches to coach basketball, recruit, scout, do the things that they need to do for us to be successful. There's a lot of smaller details, and you have to have connections on campus. You have to have relationships when you travel with people that are in charge of the bus companies and the hotels, and it's just, there's a lot of things that you do, and people are the most important part of that. So I try to just engage with as many people as I can. I'm a Pittsburgh native. I love the University of Pittsburgh. There isn't a day that I don't walk down the back steps of the Peterson Event Center and see the cathedral and feel like I'm a very lucky person to be here.
You have to set up not only the flight information, but where to stay. As you mentioned, the bus companies. Do you have to look for a bus company that, hey, we can't have one with narrow seats. We've got 7-footers that are on these buses. Like, how do you, even some of those little details, how do you work through making sure that you're in hotels where beds aren't
right
6 feet?
A lot of that stuff is tough, regardless. Like there aren't too many buses that are built. They're all kind of built the same. So we try to put our guys in situations where they get 2 seats because their legs stretch out, and a lot of times it's very hard to fit them in between the seat in front of them. So I think that's something that you look for. If we win a game, I hold on to the hotel, the bus driver, whoever we can hold on to. I try to keep those people coming back each year. But not that I fire the other ones, but I like when we're successful. Sometimes I feel, even if it's an awkward situation, that maybe there was something about that helped us. There's a lot of good people out there who are just excited to be a part of it, and I like to try to, the people that I work well with, I like to try to keep them involved.
And you try to set it up so when the guys are on the road, they feel as much at home as possible.
Yes, but you are competing, so it isn't. It's somewhat of a comfort situation, but to me, the biggest thing is, If you're at a hotel, it's a nice hotel to make them comfortable. If you're feeding them a meal, it's a good meal. It's something that they can really sit down and eat. Sometimes they get to the end of the year and they get tired of hotel food. They would rather have a Chipotle, or a Jimmy John's. They might want something more normal in their mind. They love Chick-fil-A, the guys. They love Raising Cane's. I don't know if I'm doing advertising for these people, but that's what the guys love.
What do you do with picky eaters?
They're kind of on their own. They like DoorDash. They like DoorDash, and they'll have things delivered to the hotel. So,
what are the foreign trips like?
The foreign trips are a lot of work, and one of the best things that happens when you work for a guy like Jeff Capel is that the first thing he says to the players is, something is going to happen on this trip that will disturb your day, and you have to be able to make an adjustment and move on. Because in those situations, you haven't talked to the pilot. We get to do that in our regular travel. You've talked a little bit to the bus company, but you've done it through a travel agency. So there's a lot of things that could go wrong, but I think if you just stay on the details throughout the summer, you can make some good things happen.
All right, over your time in doing this, who is someone that you're constantly like, hey, bus is leaving, let's go, let's get moving? Have you had a player that you've had to encourage, maybe say, hey, we're leaving at 6:25, not 6:30?
I joke about that with them, but we have an unbelievable group, and we have had that in place for probably the last 3 or 4 years where, and I'm telling the honest to God's truth, there are a lot of times we'll pull out 2 minutes early. And I'm used to guys saying, if you leave at 5:40, I'll get there at 5:39:30. You know what I mean? And they're not late, right? So you're not mad about it. But the reality is, we have a bunch of guys. We left. I put a little bit of a cushion in down at SMU because I was worried about traffic, and the guys were like 2 minutes early, and I was like, oh, of all the days that because I was looking at the Waze, and I was like, there's no traffic. We're gonna get there pretty quickly, but they got there early, and let's go.
When we come back, one of the things I want to ask you about, you are in charge of the managers, how you go about selecting those managers, finding the right people, and what their role is with this basketball program as well. It's the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Lem and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right.
Oh, I like it.
So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pete and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Live at the Peterson Event Center, joined by Director of Basketball Operations Brian Regan. And one of your big roles or jobs is being in charge of the managers. How do you go about finding managers for the basketball program?
Well, a lot of young people reach out to us in the summertime, and as they're coming into their freshman year, and they will send an email saying they're interested in working with the program. I'm probably most interested in people that have played the game, and not necessarily. I don't necessarily care if it was at a really high level, but I want them to understand terminology. I want them to be able to move and pass and do some things on the court so that there's some so that it works. I want people that are passionate about the game, that really love the game of basketball. So a lot of kids will just send an email, and I'll say the first time you get to campus, email me. Let's set up a meeting and come in and sit down. I grab a couple of our younger staffers. We have a former manager, Rob Blows, who works on our staff. And he's involved with scouting and recruiting. And another former manager, Matt Watson, who does an unbelievable job, is a graduate assistant this year. I bring them in and sit them down, and then I just ask the kid to tell me a little bit about themselves and why they want to do it and how they think it actually works. A lot of guys come in and they'll work really hard, but sometimes they'll get it. We had a young man this year that his studies he felt needed more, so he stepped away from doing it. We have 9 managers currently. We have some really, really good ones, and they're really great guys, and they are a huge, huge asset to the program because of what they bring to the table every day. And I always say, hey, let's just start you off with an hour or so a week. 3 days into it, they're here every day. You can't get them out of the gym, so I just let them continue to go. As long as they keep their grades up, they can come in as much as they want.
I've been lucky enough to be around a couple of teams, different sports and different coaches even here. I don't know if I've been around a coach that has managers feel like they're as equal as here. You know, I see the respect the players have for them and they have for the players, and it's not like they're a subservient group. It's like they're part of the whole organization. How do you build that, or what goes into making that happen?
Well, I think first and foremost, Coach Capel would not allow that to happen. So in the very beginning, once it starts, he tells the players the managers are an equal part of this program and are very important, and we can't get things done without them. There are managers who will come in morning, noon, and night just to pass the ball to the players. If the player says, hey, I want to come in and shoot, they'll come in at midnight and pass the ball to the player. And they're very extremely dedicated. There are 9 right now. We will probably travel normally around 2 or 3 on each road trip. And the amount of work you've seen them do on the road trip, they load the plane, they unload the plane, they load the bus, they unload the bus. They're there early. They're the first ones in, the last ones out. Last trip, they were jumping off the bus to run to the lobby to get the sandwiches to make sure when the players hit the elevator that they got their food. They're just and they're, and I say this with all respect, 50 years ago, anybody that wanted to be a manager was in it because they wanted to coach. We have kids that are pre-dental, pre-law, business majors. You know, their aspirations may be going into coaching, but they also have other interests. So
you've had players, or you've had at least one notable manager who went on to be a part of the team. What was it like for you to see Aiden work hard, get an opportunity to play, and then that last game against Syracuse here?
Well, I think kind of a fun thing is that, and I know you're going to get into discussion about this later, but Aiden Fish was the second manager since I've been here that became a player. The other one was Nick Rivers. But Aiden Fish's story is so unique because, and you're going to get into this later about summer camps, but Aiden came to our summer camp. And he was one of those kids that always had a ton of energy. And when he came in as a freshman, he said, I want to walk on. And we had tryouts, and he didn't make it. And I said, why don't you just be a manager? He said, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to play. I said, okay. Next year he came back. I want to be a player. I said, we're not going to do tryouts this year. He said, okay, because we had enough bodies. So he said, I'll be a manager. So he started being a manager, and he was there like the other guys, morning, noon, or night. He was getting in the big men drill with Coach O'Toole. Coach O'Toole was teaching the big men, and Aiden got hit in the mouth a couple times with an elbow or, a forearm, and he would always just bounce right back and jump in the drill. So one day, late in practice, we were going to finish the practice on a made free throw. And it's always, as long as I've been here, it's always been a player. And a couple players missed, which normally means they have to run then. And Coach just turned and said, Fish, finish us off. So Fish went over, he knocked down the free throw, practice was over. And then the pandemic hit, and that during the pandemic is when Coach said, I want to put Aiden on the team. So that was a wonderful moment. I made him get on both Zooms that day. We had a manager Zoom early on. He got on. And I told the players, this isn't to be told in the public, but Aiden's going to move on and be on the team. And they all, you could see them jumping up and down. And then he went and, got on the player Zoom that day, and Coach introduced him as a member of the team. So that was a pretty awesome opportunity. The rules have recently changed, and you can no longer go from being a manager to being a walk.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's kind of sad in that sense. Kind of really helps Aiden now because he goes into legendary status unless they switch the rules. So
the Syracuse game, to see him in a packed house and that type of environment, what were kind of your emotions in watching that?
I try to stay very calm during the games.
Really?
I try to watch and observe, and I feel like sometimes my involvement has to be more than just inside the lines. I have to keep an eye on a lot of things outside the lines. And to have him come to get into the game was a great thing. Everyone on the bench was yelling, shoot the ball. I think the coaches wanted him to shoot it if he was open. The first one he took, he wasn't even close to being open. He fired up a bad shot. But the fact that he got another shot out, and the players were forcing it to him at that point, you have to score. And he made a big-time play and got to the rim and scored, and it made it a great night.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. You mentioned it. He started by going to camp here. Let's talk about what camp is like and what the experience is for a young basketball player here at a Pitt basketball camp as we continue with Brian Regan here on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Show some love for a cause you care about by voting in this year's GBU Foundation Community Grant Awards, presented by GBU Life. From now until February 28th, you can vote for finalists in each category to win up to a $10,000 grant from the GBU Foundation to continue their mission in our community. Visit gbu.org/foundation to read about the finalists and place your votes. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
Post-Gazette sports reporters Noah Hiles and Chris Carter follow your Pitt Panthers like they're on man-to-man coverage. They're the best duo in the city for game summary, stats, and insider info for the Oakland Zoo and all fans. Catch the action on the North Shore Drive podcast and drop a line in their mailbag. And don't forget to follow coverage all season long in the Post-Gazette. Read about wins at the Pitt and on the road from the preseason all the way to the ACC Championship.
UPMC believes that not having a place to call home is as much of a health emergency as anything else. That's why we're working to increase access to affordable and stable housing across Pennsylvania by partnering with local organizations. Because life-changing is helping you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Joined by Brian Regan, the Director of Basketball Operations from, mid-June to mid-July. You're here a lot. It's basketball camp time. What are camps? Mentioned Aiden went there. I'm sure there have been others. What are those opportunities like to show the game to 3rd through 10th graders?
I think the biggest key is to make sure that they have fun and enjoy the game. You're not looking at them thinking, I have to make this kid an NBA player from Monday to Thursday. You're trying to make sure that when they leave here, they say, boy, that was a lot of fun. I want to do it again. I want to go home and shoot in the driveway. I want to go practice some of the things that I learned. I got a chance to meet Jalen Lowe or Ish Leggett. That's the type of stuff that those kids really enjoy. I think the most fun part of their whole week is on the last day of camp. As they're leaving, they get a camp basketball, and the players sit at a long table, and they come up and get autographs on the basketball. And then I watched them dribble the ball out off the deck. So I know that the autographs are probably gone by the time they get to the car. But it's a great experience. It's interesting that you would invite me to talk today. We are going to put out our camps tomorrow.
Oh.
And we have a bunch of day camps, June 16th to the 19th. June 23rd to the 26th, and July 7th to the 10th. And there are rules governing all the different camps that we have, but our day camps have already, the dates have been announced, but tomorrow we're going to open them up so kids can start registering. The last 2 years, and this is my 18th year here, and I've run the camps every summer since I've been here. The last 2 years have been the biggest camp crowds that we've had for kids. That last year and the year before, they actually sold out so quickly we had to stop registration.
Wow.
And we've never had to do that before. So in that sense, hopefully we get a really solid group again this year, which I feel that we will. And I do feel that there is always the possibility of a future player being in your camp. What was his experience? Did he enjoy it? Did he not enjoy it? I had a chance today. I was scrolling through social media and I saw a post by Trey Tipton, the former Pitt football player who's from Apollo Ridge High School. He came to one of our team camps one year, and I was
1984,
and I was texting him.
We joke because Trey was here a long time.
Yeah, I was texting him and just telling him how great he had a comment on what it's about to be from Pittsburgh. The grittiness, the toughness. We play outside. We play on outdoor courts on cement. Like, that's Pittsburgh. That's the grittiness. And he was at camp, and his great smile and personality, you could see that. And his coach said he could either play football or basketball. And I said, well, the way he plays basketball, football might be the best option for him, because he was a tough kid and he played hard. And but there's always the opportunity that there's a kid there that can play. The big thing at the end of the day is they all are Pitt fans. They all will be future Pitt fans. They all will be future shareholders in this opportunity. And it'll be great to have. It's great. I had a kid stop me recently, and it made me feel ancient. But he said, "Oh, I came to your camp," and I looked over, and our development staff was working with him, trying to get him involved with being a donor, and that was pretty cool at the end of the day.
That is cool. Now, do the players work during these camps?
The players do. Yes, the players do, and they do a really good job. There are some members on our staff that will work. They love when the players are there. The players do have workouts in the summertime and do have summer school classes that they'll take. So they might not be there 100%, but they'll come in and coach the teams, help with teaching drills. They're very, very accessible to the kids. They enjoy working with the kids as much as the kids love being around them.
I would imagine for them, I mean, it becomes a job to a certain extent. For them to see the enjoyment from the kids has to be rejuvenating, probably in some ways, for them to get to work with kids.
It really is. It really is. And the kids have a ton of energy. You realize that they all come in with different skill levels, so you have to work with each one of them. But I think that they just love being around the players, and some of them, they didn't imagine that would happen. They're standing there, and all of a sudden the players walk in and start working with them, and the kids are, in awe.
You've had the opportunity to, and by the way, you can find out that information at the website at PittsburghPanthers.com when that gets posted tomorrow. You've had opportunities to be an assistant coach at several schools.
Mm-hmm.
How does having been an assistant coach really help you in what you do now?
Well, being involved in the game of basketball, it doesn't matter what position you're in. You love the game, and you want to be successful. I first started my first big basketball game I remember attending. I was 13, 14 years old, and Sam Clancy dunked on Mike Jaminski and Gene Banks in the Pitt Fieldhouse. And when he dunked the ball, the back of the support lifted up and the bolts came out of the hoop. And they had to get a timeout to line the hoop back up and put the bolts back in the floor. They couldn't find one of the bolts. I remember that being just one of the greatest moments. I immediately that summer came to the Pitt basketball camp. I thought that was the greatest thing. And guys that were coaching at the camp back then, like Tim Gergerich, who's a former head coach here, Bill Shea, who was the head coach at Allegheny Community College, George Seifert, who was a local high school coach, all great guys, and all love Pitt also. And that made me love Pitt even more and come back here and attend the camps. Then I said, this is what I want to do. I want to be involved in basketball the rest of my life. So I've been an assistant coach at several Division I schools, Division II schools, Division III schools. Working with the guys is always keeps you young at the end of the day, and but there's nothing I would rather do. And being an assistant has prepared you, I think, because I understand. And I was joking with Milan Brown about this tonight. Sometimes when crazy things happen, I understand because I've seen it before, And a tough little stretch with a little bit of hard work and a little bit of fight, you can be right back on track. If you have the right group of guys. And I truly believe this group is the right group of guys.
You came here with Jamie, I think, in 2007. Is
Yes.
that correct? To have the opportunity to be here for that period of time, to raise your kids here, what has this meant to you?
It's been awesome. It's it doesn't happen a lot in our business. People travel around, they move to different cities, different states. My daughter Sophia is here tonight, who's a junior in high school. My son Brendan's in 8th grade. They've had the opportunity to grow up here. They don't cheer for anybody else but Pitt. They have no other affiliations. They love the Steelers and the Pirates and the Penguins like I do. and having them be in one city. I've had opportunities, and people talk to me about being a coach again, but working for Jeff Capel and working at the University of Pittsburgh, I couldn't be any luckier.
Brian, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for spending this time with us.
Have a great evening.
Appreciate you being here. Jeff is going to join us next. A couple of former players of the Panthers are going to be involved in NBA All-Star Weekend. We'll discuss that as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Thanks to 850 community partners across an 11-county service area, Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank is working to eliminate hunger and stabilize lives across the Three Rivers region. We're committed to making sure all our neighbors have consistent access to healthy food, and we're connecting people to other critical services to address the root causes of food insecurity. To get help, volunteer, or donate today, visit pittsburghfoodbank.org or call 412-460-3663.
Today we have two very special guests on our program, introducing Len and Lime.
Hello.
For Starry Lemon Lime Soda.
Thanks for having us.
What is Starry Lemon Lime Soda?
It's a crisp, clear burst of lemon lime flavor, and it's caffeine free.
Between us, one of you must be a little more important to Starry than the other. Who is it?
We're both important.
So it could just as easily be Starry Lime Lemon Soda.
No, that doesn't sound right. Oh, I like it. So you saying hip-hop could be hop-hip?
Works for me.
Starry Lemon Lime Soda. Starry hits different.
Whether it's on the court, field, or pitch, the Panthers can handle anything thrown their way. It just goes to show that being adaptable and preparing a solid strategy pays off. That's why PNC is proud to support University of Pittsburgh athletics and their dedication to smart, tested tactics. Because just like any big game, when it comes to your finances, there's a lot on the line, and having a dependable team allows you to make the plays you need to reach your goals. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865, member FDIC.
GBU Life is teaming with the American Heart Association throughout the month of February to help get the word out about women's heart health through the Go Red for Women campaign. This month, they're offering ways to learn more about the importance of staying in shape, identifying cardiac warning signs, and securing the financial future of those you love most with life insurance from GBU Life. Visit gbu.org/heart to learn more. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life Pittsburgh, PA. Life insurance is underwritten by GBU Financial Life. Products may vary from state and are subject to approval and availability.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Wasn't that long ago that Bub Carrington was on this court. He's now had 5 straight double-figure games, had a double-double against Brooklyn, 23 points, 7 rebounds against Atlanta, and last night against Indy, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists in 44 minutes. I know you don't get a ton of opportunities to watch him, but what have you heard about his game? And it seems like he's hit a little bit of a groove here.
Yeah, he's a quick learner, and I think he leads all the rookies in minutes played, or at least he was at one point right before the trade deadline. They were playing some guys they wanted to trade a little bit more. But man, he's a quick learner. They love him in Washington. The coaches love him. The front office, I talked to those guys. They love him. He's a big part of their future. I think it's pretty cool when you hear current players talking like there was some great stuff that Kevin Durant said about him after playing them, that Draymond Green said about him after playing them, about them having a bright future because him being a big part of it, with how competitive he is and obviously how good how good he is, and he's only going to continue to get better. I'm proud of him because he's probably lost more already this year than he has in his high school career and college career combined. And before the season, I had a talk with him, and I told him this is going to happen. Like, you guys are going to be bad, and you're going to lose, but you can't get caught up into losing habits. And you'll have some guys around you that, they're not into winning. Like, they're, and you got to understand this is completely different. And I'm proud that he is continuing to play the game the right way, showing up every day to work early, staying late, like his dad taught him, and we tried to reinforce, while he was here. And I think that's why you see him continue to get better and better.
So how are you going to pull off on Valentine's night, being able to watch that game at 9 o'clock?
Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to pull that one off. The only thing is that, man, my wife goes to bed early, so that could help me maybe. She has something, I think, early Saturday morning too, and she goes to bed early, so that helps me when I can get my kids to bed. She goes to bed. I normally stay, because I'm a night owl. I'm normally up watching tape, and once I'm done with that, then I'll watch the late night NBA games.
And then at 3:30, I think it is on Sunday, Justin Champagnie is going to be playing in the up next game.
Yep.
And great opportunity for him, and it seems like also he's shown more consistent play in his opportunities.
No question, and he's a guy. Hopefully, Washington made a few trades before the trade deadline, and I know they really like him, and they want him to be a part of their future. But the way the NBA works with contracts, they had too many guaranteed contracts. And so when I talked to Justin, what they had communicated to his agent is hopefully they can move some guys and then sign him. He's on a two-way now, but sign him to a regular contract, so he's just up there. They made the move, so hopefully that happens now, because he certainly played well enough to have earned that. And if that happens, then that'll be great. But same thing, he's shown up when he's had the opportunities. He's made the most of it. He played really well against San Antonio the other day. It was really cool. He had a three against his twin brother, and started talking to him, which became a pretty big thing on social media. My daughter sent it to me, or showed it to me, I should say. But really, really happy for Justin for how he's navigated, being up and down. He was a guy that wasn't drafted, but he's continued to work and get better.
All right, coming up, I want to ask you about the three-point contest and the slam dunk. And if any of those guys could hang with some of the guys that you remember watching as a kid, as we continue on the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, Pitt fans. Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Icy Light is the official beer of getting up early. It's the official beer of rallying the troops. The official beer of turning a 3-hour game into an all-day affair. The official beer of, did you just see that? The official beer of rising and cheering in unison for every season-defining moment. Icy Light, the official beer of your Pittsburgh Panthers. Let's raise another.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
High-scoring offense and lockdown defense are the ingredients of a winning team. For every other ingredient, Pitt fans trust Giant Eagle and Market District. Ready-to-eat prepared foods, a thrilling selection of fresh favorites, and everyday value from our family brands are game day go-tos. Plus, like the Panthers pile up points on the court, you can score perks and earn free gas and groceries with My Perks. Surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle. Hey Pitt fans, as the official credit union of the Pitt Panthers, Clearview Federal Credit Union is here to help you reach all your financial goals. Clearview wants to help you score big financially, whether you need to save, spend, borrow, or learn, they're here to help. Get easy access to your money from anywhere using their digital banking featuring Zelle, Clearview Live Video Banking, over 80,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and financial centers throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit clearviewfcu.org/Panthers to learn more and open an account today. Hail to Pitt.
Back to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
All right, Jeff, this year in the three-point shooting contest, Brunson, Cunningham, Garland, Hero, Heald, Cam Johnson, Dame Lillard, and Powell, Norman Powell. Who you got?
I'd like Cam Johnson to win since he wore this jersey, but if I had to put money on it, I would go Lillard with this one. Yeah.
Would any of them, are they all playing for second place next to Steph?
You'd like to think that, but Lillard would give him, I think Lillard would give him, in that type of setting, I think Lillard would give him. But you never know. Somebody can get hot. I
mean, there have been some crazy winners over the years. Could any of those Bird?
No, they won't beat Bird. I don't think any of them will beat Bird. And Bird's not the best shooter ever, but in that type of competition, you got to have a little bit of swag about you, and he had that on a level that is unmatched. When you walk in and say, who's playing for second place, and you tell everybody that, and then you shoot the last one, and as you walk off, you just start, as soon as you let it go, you just start walking off like that. That's iconic.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And Slam Dunk has had some great ones. Unfortunately, the stars don't do it as much as they used to. I mean, when Jordan and Dominique, guys that were all-stars and in the Slam Dunk now.
Dr. J.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally you'd have a Spud Webb, Vince Carter.
Yeah. The best dunk contest ever, though, I think, was the one with Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon. The best performance ever, I thought, was Vince's. But, for me, when you go back and you look at those 80s dunk contests, as much as I love them, because it's back when I was growing up and whatever, they're basically basic dunks. When you look at the stuff these guys are doing now, you had Jordan to kiss the rim, you had the backwards, you had Dominique, the one-hand windmill, the double-hand, two-hand windmill, the bring it between the legs and backwards. These dudes now, man, are going between their legs
props.
And jumping over things, and it's back then, Dr. J was the first you saw do it. Then Jordan did it where they jumped from the foul line. Zach LaVine jumped from the foul line and went between his legs. And so, guys are definitely more athletic now and more creative with the dunks now. And to me, the best contest was Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine. I mean, I really don't think it probably should have been a loser in that one, but they should have just gave them both the championship.
I want to ask you about this next week after the contest is over. What it was like coaching Blake and how he could jump, because we don't have enough time right now to be able to truly talk about that, because I want to talk to you a little bit about Miami. They're here noon on Saturday. It's Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Mac.bid is here. What is it? It's your place to save up to 80% off retail. But don't share this news, because you don't need the bidding competition. Neighbor wants to know where you got that new mower? Lie. Mom's admiring your new cookware? Fib. Your priest wants a new TV just like yours. Okay, maybe you tell your priest about Mac.bid, but don't tell anyone else. You need to become a deceiver, a teller of untruths, a fabricator of falsehoods, a spinner of yarns. Winning at Mac.bid is amazing. Competition stinks. Mac.bid is here. Tell no one.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. I'm here with Joe Stefka from NSS Life. Joe, it's commonly known that NSS Life has a wide range of insurance products and high-yielding annuities that are among the industry's best.
You're right, Bill. In fact, our $50,000 youth term plan is only $50 per year. Just call for details.
Protecting and providing for your family. That's NSS Life.
NSS Life, where family matters.
As on the basketball court, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win with your financial goals. Their financial advisors use a proven wealth optimization system with a focus on retirement distribution strategy and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jks-financial.nm.com.
Find sweet success with Sarah's Candies fundraising. We've been helping groups like yours raise money for over 60 years and offer a variety of flexible programs to find a fundraising solution that works for everyone. Maximize your profits with our holiday brochure sale. Fundraise 100% online with our online ordering program, or earn up to 70% profit by selling chocolate bars and pretzel rods year-round. Fundraising with Sarah's Candies is easy and profitable. Visit sarahscandiesfundraising.com or call 1-800-255-7771 to get started today.
At UPMC, we believe care goes beyond our walls and into our communities. That's why we support organizations and individuals who help people prosper by giving them skills and training for employment, including right here at UPMC. Because life-changing is providing people a chance to grow. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Hey, Pitt fans! Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines. Keep climbing.
Let's return to the Jeff Capel Show on the Pitt Radio Network.
Miami Hurricanes are here at noon on Saturday. They've won 2 of 3. They could score the basketball, and they've got a guy in Matthew Cleveland who could score on anybody.
Yeah. They're a really talented team, and I say that, and you look at the record and you don't see it, but when you look at where they were picked at the beginning of the year, a lot of that obviously was Coach Larinaga, but it was also based off the talent that they have. Matthew Cleveland, being a huge part of that, averaging 21 a game. The last 5 games, he's averaging 26. But a couple of years ago, he was one of the biggest gets in the portal. This year, getting Lynn Kidd from Virginia Tech was one of the biggest gets in the portal. They have a freshman that was a top 10 player, so a 5-star guy, top 10 player in the country, in Jaleel Bethea. They have another kid that transferred from East Carolina, Brandon Johnson, that was close to a double-double guy. So they're a very talented team. Another freshman, Austin Schwartz, who was a top 50 kid. So they're a very talented team that has gone through a lot. Obviously, their coach, quits or retires right before Christmas or whenever it was, sometime in December. That obviously has a profound impact. One of their better players, Nigel Pack, has been out with an injury. But they still have a lot of talent. Like you mentioned, they've won 2 out of 3. They're feeling good about themselves. They can really score the basketball. And they have one of the better players as far as scoring in our league right now.
Pregame starts at 11:30 with Bill Hillgrove, Curtis Aiken, and Cale Berger right here on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network with tip at noon. Jeff, thank you very much. Our thanks to Brian Regan for taking so much time with us today, to T-Bird and Joel for making sure this gets on the air, to Allison and Matt for all they do. Reminder, 11:30 on Saturday for pregame. It's Pitt and the Hurricanes on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.